Hey, welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Scan Talk. I know it's been a little while since my last episode. We got a special one for you today. I'm also working on some other episodes. I'll be in Florida in 2 weeks. My buddy Rob will do another vacation episode. As you can see, we got two beautiful handcrafted wood plates that we'll get to in a little bit. We have a special guest coming in shortly. As you can tell, I finally bought my shirt, the Scan Talk t-shirt. I'd like to start selling some apparel in the future, but for now, let's get to the episode.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
So great to have you on the show today.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for thanks for having me on.
Sure. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Forrest, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a police officer, Marine veteran, and so the entrepreneur stuff, sort of, I don't know, just came out of nowhere in a sense,
Right. And where can people find you on social media at?
So social media, it's Instagram is at Forrest Flags, so it's FORRESTS and then flags, and then that if you go to that page there, you can see the other links for FMS Lawn Care and Line 613 Apparel.
Right.
And Facebook as well too.
Sure. And where can people find your merchandise at?
Forestflags.com. Again, just www.forestsflags.com. So just make sure you put the S after the forest.
Right.
And then so you can find me on the website, and we're pretty much on every outlet at this point. TikTok and
right.
LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And I look forward to afterwards buying this shirt. Some more than just handcrafted flags, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the items people can find on your website?
Yeah. So So it started. If you want me to get into how I got started.
Sure. When did you get started?
Okay. So in 2019, I got hurt. I'm a police officer. Got hurt on the job, and the process, like it takes a while, right? So I worked in that condition for about a year or so. Like I had hurt my back. It's no new news or anything like that. But I had hurt my back, and so I worked in that capacity for about a year or so. In 2020, as you know, freaking COVID came into play and all that kind of
Everything
stuff.
changed in 2020 around March or so.
Yeah. So in 2020, I had started I got an LLC for a lawn care business, FMS Lawn Care. So that's my lawn care business. So I got into that. I got the LLC. I went to LegalZoom. So if anybody's out there is looking to be an entrepreneur, just pay close attention, because I had no experience in this, right? It was, so anyway, I called LegalZoom, I got an LLC for my FMS Lawn Care. And so I said, you know what, at this point, I'm like, it's been a year. I'm like, since I got hurt, I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to get fixed soon. I was ignorant to the fact of how long everything takes, but at this point it was a year. And I'm like, dude, I got to get fixed soon. So long story short, I get the LLC. Nothing really is happening with my back. So like as far as treatment goes or whatever. So what I ended up, and then COVID set in. So, I have two kids, I'm married, and we were all home. The kids were home from school. They were young. They were like, I think 4 and like 8 or 10 or something. I forget exactly, but 5 years ago. So yeah, we have like around 10 or 11 and like 6. So we had homeschool going on. My back was it was a ton of pain. So Mother's Day of 2020, I actually went out in the shop and in the garage, and I actually started making a larger flag, the larger ones that we make. And that was the first time I made one. I'd gotten the idea, a buddy of mine had one hanging up in his house, which I had just seen, a few months prior. So anyway, I go out in the garage. The idea was to make one for Mandy, my wife,
Right.
for Mother's Day. So I go out in the garage, boom, boom, boom. I make one, and on my Instagram, you'll be able to see it if you go all the way back to like one of my first posts. And but it was really good, feel good for me. Like I was in the garage because at that point, like I said, dude, I was in extreme pain. everything, and as this, the man of the house, the father, the husband,
Right.
like I have this responsibility, right, to provide, take care, and all that kind of stuff. And so I was in a bad place at that point. So I start making the flag. I'm like, dude, this is like really cool, man. This is really good. So I sent out a text. Boom, had a great response, and my sister-in-law actually, she bought both of them. I made two. I made the Gadsden, the "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Right. Now, at that point, were you thinking about turning this into a business, or was it just something you wanted to do for?
No, it was just a hobby.
Right.
It was just a hobby. I had, like I said, I had started the lawn care thing because I was like, I love cutting grass. So, with my schedule at work, I figured, okay, I'll get fixed. I'll get my treatment for my back, whatever needs to happen, and then I can start moving forward with, on my days off, I could cut grass and do, leaf clean, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, no, initially it was literally, it was a feel-good thing, a hobby, and I was actually making one for my wife, but she still never got hers. But.
Yeah, because we have the example of two of the flags right in front of you, as you can see. Can you do custom orders?
Yeah. I can pretty much. So basically, this is done by a CNC machine. All right. So all the engraving is done by a CNC machine. So if anybody has, like a business or whatever they want done, matter of fact, the Piccalilli, right up the road here.
Piccalilli Inn. I recorded last episode with El Wingador and Moose, the Piccalilli Inn. Great restaurant. I'd like to get back there. So.
Yeah, very good. Great people there, and so like they have a couple of my flags hanging up. So as long as we can get like a good file, and we can get it into the system, it goes into the system, and basically it creates that design. So whatever design you're looking for.
And what are the different sizes of the flags you can make?
So this one here is the 18. It's approximate 18.5 by 10. And then the other one is basically double that. It's 36 by 19.5. And again, give or take.
Sure.
I have made some big ones in the past, but with everything else going on, I eventually one day, like after retirement, maybe get like a really big shop or a bigger shop,
Right.
So I get more space and all that kind of stuff, and I can expand. But as of right now, these are the two sizes, and they're just right in a, like a picture frame holder here. And we do have hangers we can put on the back, and they can hang up and put wherever. They are not cutting boards. A lot of people ask.
You don't want to slice your lemons on top?
No. I do seal them with a polyurethane. So, the stain is water-based, and I spray with the polyurethane. They can go outside. Mostly, people have them inside, but they can go outside, but you just have to remember they are wood.
Right.
So, it's any type of weather, recommend bringing it in, and then every maybe 6 months or so, giving it like a spray on the front and the back, just to keep everything sealed up. But again, at the end of the day, they are wood. So
yeah, you can find all of that at Forest Flags, the website. I'll have that up on my Facebook or Instagram page. And what are some of the other merchandise you have on your website?
Again, going back to how everything got started, it sort of snowballed. As you can see, I'm wearing the original Forest Flags hoodie. This was the original design we went with, and then we sort of updated a little bit recently. But so we had the hats, and this isn't this is actually a newer hat, but we had the original T-shirts and hoodies that looked like this,
right.
And then we had the hats, basically same emblem as this, just embroidered, right? And my wife, she as any woman does, loves clothes and style and all this kind of stuff, and I had mentioned to her, like, hey, maybe we can start like venturing off and getting some other stuff done with like the Forest Flags, and she's like, well, why don't we maybe look into like doing different apparel, like a little bit more different, kind of stuff. So we have the Forest Flag stuff, but she's like, maybe we go into like women's stuff or whatever, something with a little bit more like style and flair. So that's what we did. We started Line 613 Apparel.
Right.
Line 613 Apparel is pretty much all her. I mean, she's designed, I think, pretty much every design that we've had.
Right.
So the definition of freedom tee.
Then I'll be ordering shortly when this episode's over. And one other shirt I really like on that.
The Red Friday shirt, you know, like, and then the women's freedom shirt actually was, that's still going like crazy. You know, so that's how we started with that. As you can tell, I'm a huge coffee guy. I mean, from the time I get up till pretty much the time I go to bed, I'm drinking coffee, right? I love it. I always have.
And on the website, they're selling coffee also.
Yeah. So then I got into that. I'm not, you know, roasting or anything like that. Again, maybe one day, maybe, you know, but, so I called around and I wanted to do a private label. So that's what we do. We have a private label, and we have a, you know, chocolate caramel blend, a vanilla caramel, Piney Power, which is a medium roast, not flavored, and you know, so yeah, it's like it's really it's cool. It keeps us busy. You know, we love it, and you know, so yeah, we got that stuff on the web. We got the coffee on the website. We got the flags. We got the apparel. You know, we even have some keychains, as a matter of fact.
Right. Yeah. The first thing on the website, I believe.
So I usually, you know, when I have, you know, it's pretty cool because you know, he's a podcaster. I'm a podcaster. Because I had started a podcast too, and usually, you know, I have people on the podcast, and you know, I throw them a little swag or whatever. But for Mr. Scan Talk here for having me on, I really appreciate that because again, it's just us working together, and I just wanted to give him some swag. So here's a couple of FMS
Thank you.
lawn care
Appreciate
pens.
it. I'll be using it at work on Monday morning. I promise.
Yeah. So and then these are floatable keychains. So these are on the website as well. They're like $2.
Thank you.
And then you know, we have some other swag here that we give out, the rubber bracelets.
Very
And
nice. Thank you.
yeah, and a couple of cups. We got the Line 613 apparel cups and the FMS Lawn Care, BPA free and dishwasher safe. Top rack.
So there's items for both men and female.
Yeah. So going back to the website, yeah, the apparel, you know, is men's and women's. You know, a lot of the unisex stuff. So like, you know, the style now is oversized stuff, right? So
Right. The generation. Yes.
everybody's wearing oversized. So like, it's funny, man, because throughout the years we've seen like, you know, we really don't sell too many like smalls, mediums. Like everybody goes for the next size up, and if it is a smaller medium, it's for a kid that's a lot smaller than the t-shirt. You know what I mean? So we're selling a lot of oversized stuff, a lot of 2X, you know, hoodies and XL. A lot of women are going for the XL because they want the baggier fit.
Right. And as time goes on, clothes naturally just shrink, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you always.
Yeah. The t-shirts that we have are like most of them are blended. We do have some cotton ones, but I mean, dude, I got customers and buddies and, you know, friends that have been wearing the same Forest Flags or the Line 613 apparel tees. They're 100% cotton. They've been wearing them for like 4 years. Right. You know what I mean? So, and they're still holding up. But like the Freedom and the Red Friday shirts are they're like a blended. So they you know, they'll last a lot longer. And it depends, dude. I mean, how many times you're washing them and stuff. Also, I wanted to pass off some stickers too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So these are, you know, we got stickers on the website too, and but again,
thank you.
yeah, just you know, again, you know, I appreciate you reaching out, and yeah, you know, it's something I just actually I wanted to ask you, even though you know I'm on your show today, but how did you come across me? Like, how'd you find? Because you're from Philly,
Right, Philly. Yeah, right over the bridge, Northeast Philly. Through Instagram. Yeah. I'm just from seeing comments and likes. I said, I'm very patriotic. I probably can't tell. I have a few tattoos. Are very patriotic. My uncle passed in World War II. It's a tattoo on the left arm.
Okay.
So I've always been patriotic. Always liked the flag. Anything flag related. So when I seen Forest Flag, I sent a follow. You know?
Well, that's, and you know, like I said, I remember seeing the, you know, Scan Talk over at the Piccadilly. So I'm like, that's cool, you know. So, you know, say I liked it, boom, 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 and next thing you know, you reached out, and you know, so thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, and we'll have to have you on too as well. You know what I mean? So it'll be like a full circle here. Right. But yeah, the apparel is, you know. So, we got that, the coffee, and the flags. Got some challenge coins, made up because I do make the challenge coin holders. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
Oh, no, I haven't. Can you explain that?
So basically, it's the challenge coin it's like a military thing. It's law enforcement as well, and it pretty much actually, me as a business owner. I mean, I have Forest Flags challenge coins, right? So you can pretty much find them anywhere now. But years ago, it was it's a military tradition basically. So if you had received one from like a higher ranking enlisted man or a officer, and you had that in your pocket, and you went to the bar, you'd basically be sitting there next to your buddy, put it up on the table, and if he couldn't beat you, he's buying your drinks.
Right. Okay. That's it.
So it started like that. So then through the years, we would do these different shows and different vending events and have our stuff out. And a lot of people were asking for challenge coin holders. So basically it's the same as this, but there's ledges on it. There's ledges on it where the coins can actually sit up there and display them. So you can have them hanging up and people can see them and stuff like that. So they're not in just like a bag or something.
Right. And obviously you can buy all the apparel at websites. Do you also do shows?
Yeah, we do shows. We've done many in the past, especially during that time. Like I ended up, I was out of work for 2.5 years. And so during that time, we were doing a lot of shows because just of the whole situation, that was our way to make money.
Right.
So we were doing a lot more. Now, nowadays we're doing maybe 2 or 3 a year. We do the Cranberry Festival down in Chatsworth, New Jersey. That's out in the middle of the Pine Barrens.
Right.
It's basically, I always tell people, it's in between Philadelphia and LBI. So we do that one, and then we do one down in Cape May every year.
Oh, yeah. When you do a show, I'll post it all over social media, especially one in Cape May. What time of the year?
So that's in June. That's usually, it's a chocolate and coffee festival.
That's perfect time of year. That's the shore season. Cape May's a very crowded town.
Oh my, dude,
people like to spend money there in Cape May.
Yeah, it was a really good show, man. We meet so many good people, and the people that put on the show, it's Everest Event Groups, and they're out from Pittsburgh, PA. And they put on an amazing thing. So now we're down to about 2 a year. We do that one, and then the Cranberry Festival, because it is a lot. You're transporting everything and setting up early, and then breaking down late. And Cape May is it's an hour and a half from here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And June, hit or miss, but it could be also very hot, depending.
Yeah, and that one is nice. It's inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
makes it even better. Yeah.
So that's what we do as far as shows now. And like I said, during that time where I was out of work, it was that was like our way. We were it was crazy. That's what we were doing. But you got to find a way, right?
Right.
Yeah,
because maybe we skipped over. You also have a YouTube page where.
Yes, and So when I started out, so when we started the Forest Flags thing. We didn't have any social media or anything. So my wife she started that because at the time she had Instagram and Facebook. And so she had started the Forest Flags page. So we went on and we're doing that. And then we did the Line 613 apparel page and blah, blah, blah. We got the website. Right. And then, as time went on, eventually TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. YouTube's, and
YouTube.
Yeah, I was just actually watching your videos last night. You know what I mean? So you're on there as well, and the deal. I mean, you get subscribers, you get likes, follows, and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you can subscribe to both our pages, Scan Talk and Forest Flags.
Yeah, and I'm still new with that stuff, so I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to post my videos, and I don't know, because I know when I go on there's sometimes where I'm like, I can't watch a 4-hour podcast.
Sure.
So I go in and, listen to a little bit, and then, or when I'm working out or something like that, I'll listen to a little bit here and there. But I find the shorter videos are getting the more likes.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sure. That's what it's all about. Can you go through the process, how you make the plaque?
Yeah. So basically, I'll go to I go to Home Depot for all my lumber, right? So and you know, I go there. I've had the best luck there with when I order, and I usually pre-order it, and then you know they have it ready. I go pick it up, and it's usually good to go. So I'll either use for the smaller flags here. I use I usually get like a 1x6 piece of wood. It's called a select piece, which is there's no knots in it. And when I first started out, I mean, dude, I could tell you for hours when I first started and everything I did. But with these, I use like that type of wood, and then I'll rip these pieces. These pieces here are about 3/4 inch, okay, in thickness. And then there's 13 stripes. So I got, you know, these here are 11 inches, and then the bottom stripes are 18 and a half, right? So, you know, and then with these unions here, you know, whatever it is, like I said, if it's a, you know, USMC or whatever the case is, Eagles flag or the 50 star. So basically I'll burn the wood. Sometimes I burn it. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I'll either burn it as it's a whole piece, you know what I mean? Cause I'll cut lengths to 18 and a half or 11. And then, you know, I may take that 1x6 or whatever, and I'll actually burn the whole thing. Right. Or I'll rip them on the table saw to 3/4 inch, and then I'll burn them in pieces. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on how I do it. And then I'll stain them. So this one here, I stain the black, and then the white stripes are just, you know, they're untouched. And then same goes for the American flag, the traditional, you know, red, white, blue. And yeah, and then at that point, I basically work upside down. So I'll flip them over, boom, 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 stack them in order, put the union here, and then glue them. And then I'll put the braces on the back, brad nail them, and then I have them in clamps as I'm putting them together. And then, you know, flip them back over. Any glue that seeps out, I'll take a, you know, a wet cloth, wipe it all down. Once that dries, which is normally within, you know, 30 seconds. And then once they're all set, after being in vices for a little bit, I'll go ahead and hit them up with some polyurethane. And then I let them vent, and then, you know, they're usually ready to go. Again, it just depends, you know, I mean, they're ready to go the next day. I mean, you know, but I got to let that polyurethane dry up and set. So.
And where do you make them at?
Just right here at my house. Yeah.
It's about as homemade as it gets, you know.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, sorry, that's my coffee maker. But yeah, I you know, do them at my house. These actually the unions, I order them, right? So I order them from a business, veteran-owned business down in Texas. Right. They have they have huge operation going on. Again, one day, you know, probably post-retirement, I'll be able to get my own machine. You can get them fairly inexpensive, but there's a lot more that goes into it. And if you're cranking out a decent amount of flags, you need like a really good heavy duty machine. So at this point, this company has been great to me. They're called That Flag Company, and they have helped me out so much throughout the years. And so they'll ship them to me, and then, you know, I'll assemble them and do all the rest of the work.
Right. That's one thing I should emphasize early on. This is a military business.
Yeah, so I'm a Marine veteran. So it's a veteran-owned and operated business. Family too. I mean, I do have my son and, you know, my wife and my daughter. They all help out in one way or another. Whether it's you know, taping up a box or getting, you know, usually with every order. Not usually, but every order, there's some swag that goes in there. So like, I might tell my daughter, hey, can you just go grab like a couple pens, a couple cups or whatever, stickers. Right. And then, you know, I might have my son or my wife like make a box up or whatever if I'm not doing it. Grab the shipping peanuts, whatever. Also got honey too.
Okay.
Also got honey too. I got into that. I got into beekeeping a couple years ago.
Okay.
And as a nice, you know, clear my head type of thing, which is, it's really cool. So that's also on the website as well.
Great. Yeah, so everything's military owned. Go to Forest Flags. I'll have all the sites on my YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook page. And I went to the website today. I'm gonna order a few shirts after here. Everything's affordable.
Yeah, and we really we keep everything fair. I mean very small company, small business. You know what I mean? Like, and so we really do appreciate everybody's support. Whether it's even if it's on social media, it's not necessarily buying anything or anything like that, but just showing us the support. And we do as much as we can to try to give back. We do a lot of different things for different organizations, nonprofit organizations. So
very good.
If you go on the website, you can check that out as well.
Right. And what year did you serve in the military?
So I enlisted in 1999, but I always say, I went to boot camp in January of 2000.
Right.
So 2000 to 2006. So I enlisted in the Marine Corps Reserves, in 1999. Went to boot camp in January 2000. And then during that time, I've been to, Iraq. So during the time in the reserves, which was normally, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, that all went out the window after 9/11. So I enlisted prior to 9/11, and then basically, we were, down at Camp Lejeune for a while. I've been to Kosovo, Iraq. So it was like Kosovo, Iraq, and then Norway for training in 2005. I think we were there. So I was in from 2000 to 2006, basically.
Yes, we have a next question. How many countries are you?
Yeah, so the great United States of America, obviously. And then, like I said, we went to Kosovo. Kosovo was first. I mean, we touched down in like Ireland and shit, but, so Kosovo, and then, like I said, after we were only there for about a month and a half. We were just doing some like peacekeeping stuff. And then, so after we got back from there, we finished out the year down at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And then a couple months later, we were in Iraq in March of 2003. So that happened. Was there, been to Kuwait during that time, and then once we got back from that deployment, I went to Norway in 2005, and that was it's beautiful,
I've
but
never been to Norway.
it's cold as shit.
I can imagine.
But I mean, it's beautiful, and like I said, we've been, Iraq was hot, obviously.
That was gonna be my next question. Iraq had to be 100 plus degrees, and in Norway it's the complete opposite.
Oh yeah, it was like I don't even know, dude, like -30. It was like it was one of those things where it was you're cold is cold. So if it's freaking 20 degrees or 30 below, it's cold as shit. It's miserable. But the one thing I loved about the military, and this is what I always tell people, like the brotherhood that comes from that is because everybody is, for the most part, suffering as well. So when you're going through a shitty time, I'm going through it. Your guy to the left and to the right are going through it.
You're in it together.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you're either like Camp Lejeune was freaking hot, buggy, sweaty, muggy. Kosovo was, and we always say this too, but like Kosovo, the freaking I was part of Golf Company 225, so the 2nd Battalion, 25th Marines, and it was 4th Marine Division or whatever, but we would always say the Golf Company cloud, dude. We get to Kosovo and it would just be pouring rain. Like, and we're like, how is this even possible?
Right.
The climate over there was pretty much it was similar as it is here on the East Coast. And like I said, we were there for a month and a half, but we were there during the summer months, and it was freaking pouring rain, and then the sun would come out and be muggy and shit. And then, like I said, Kuwait, when we first got there, it would drop down to like 90 or 80, 90 degrees.
Drop down to 90
Drop
degrees.
down, and that felt so much. It felt cold as shit.
Right.
The next day, the sun would come up, blah blah blah, whatever, and now it's like 120. So that 30, just think about it. If it's 60 here and it drops to 30, you're cold as shit, right?
Right. Sure.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right. So how would you say the military influenced the business or the discipline, or?
It pretty much gave me, like, it's crazy because now I'm a little bit older, not maybe so much wiser.
We're the same age.
But like, I'm a little bit older, so like now looking back, like I think it just, whether I was born with it or not, I don't know, but the military definitely showed me that, like, that never quit mentality and that drive, right? And to always protect. And we had in Iraq, we had that I had that feeling, especially the town that we were in Nazaré. We had that feeling of protection because we were there for the people in the city. And to this day, I still think about the family that we had our area and our base camp basically, and the family right behind us. I mean, God, they were just the kindest people. And I keep putting it out on social media, hoping maybe someday somebody will see that and be like, holy shit, I know them or whatever, because you never know, right?
Right.
So like the kids at the time were probably 6 and like maybe 10, and they were just amazing kids, but they were living in like a bombed out.
It's something we take for granted when we have quote unquote a bad day or feeling down.
Yeah.
I can imagine some of those neighborhoods or areas you've seen in the world.
Yeah, it's definitely an eye opener, and it does help me appreciate. I had an appreciation, so much love for this country, like before, but after especially, and that's the one thing I always try to instill in my children. Or people that I come across, and just say like, believe me, things could be a lot worse.
Sure.
You could be literally people complain about this and that, whatever, but the streets were literally filled with, well, for one, you had a war going on. You got but you have streets that are literally lined with trenches of where we use a toilet and the septic and the sewer, whatever.
Imagine.
Theirs is basically just going in the streets,
right.
like in the so just a little something. But yeah, I mean, the appreciation I have for this country, and it's freaking awesome, and there really is no other place. But yeah, the military has definitely given me that drive, and you're always going to have a shitty day, but the next one's going to be better.
Right. Yeah, Eagles lose a game or Phillies lose the playoffs, people are down and depressed. That's real down and depressed.
Yeah.
I should use the word depressed. down from when you're seeing people, the situation.
No, I mean, really it is, and that's the thing. It's like, if we have like an Amazon order that's delayed one day, as it was supposed to be here after you place the order, it was
a little crease in the
and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's not going to be here tomorrow, and it's like, this is first world problems,
right?
So exactly. The military was definitely it was a good thing, man. It was a great thing. I met a lot of great people, and
right.
So.
All right. As we wrap this up, just go over everything once again. Forest Flags, the website. I'll post everything on my Facebook, Instagram, and on my YouTube page. Plenty of items, beautiful. As you can see, 2 items right in front of us. You got the hats. You have shirts, different items you get on the website.
Yeah.
Please go to forestflags.com.
Yeah, and if you're local and you need some lawn care, leaf jobs, whatever, yes. If we can't make it happen, we know somebody that will. So right. It's the beauty of recommendations and referrals.
Right, you'll see me this the springtime with my 3 new shirts I just ordered from the website. I look forward to. Great time. Look forward to working with you again. This is great. Thank you so much for coming on. And please go to Forest Flags and buy some veteran business.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. I'll call this out. The last minute. I went by fast. I looked up and said 27. I can't say seconds. I seen 27 minutes.
Yeah, 33.
Oh, wow.
Will we stop it?
Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, please, yeah.